What's up, YouTube? How you guys doing today? I wanted to talk about a few things just based on what's going on in the world here lately. Mostly desensitization and how far people are gone. I mean, and they just fall for every little thing. I mean, look at this shit that's going on with this shooting now that just happened down in Florida. I mean, these guys, I don't know if it's because the more you learn, the harder it is to be fooled or what, but they're not even putting an effort into fucking this shit no more. You know what I'm saying? Like the victim that they showed, one of their crisis actors was a kid that evidently got wounded and everything, and it was just so... It was like, man, at least for the few of us out here, at least make this shit entertaining, right? Like, add some fucking Hollywood production to this shit. You know what I'm saying? You got everybody so fucking dumbed down that you could literally show a high school teenager, doing some Matrix shit. You know what I'm saying? They could do their Hollywood shit, and people would believe it. They're so fucked up, like having a kid run up the hallway while he's running up the wall of the hall shooting everybody or something. They'll believe that shit. Hell yeah, they will. I mean, at least think about the few of us that know this bullshit. At least make it entertaining for us, why the fuck would you use airplanes to take out the Twin Towers, Godzilla, you could have scared the whole fucking world with Godzilla, right? Or the Kraken. Why not, right? At least, what the fuck? What are you guys doing, right? You're already insulting everybody's intelligence out here. You're already making everybody, it's just fucking so unbelievable already, fucking why don't you just fucking use Godzilla? And then you ain't got to worry about nothing, you ain't got to fight terrorism, or you ain't got to, you just, everybody has to please Godzilla, or Godzilla's going to fuck the world up, right? Real simple, you got to raise, real high taxes, you got to feed Godzilla, right? Or else he's going to come fucking eat us all, right? So you got to feed him. And then even your you got an excuse for your human sacrifices right there. Godzilla demands so many human sacrifices a year, or he's going to fuck everybody up, right? They'll believe it. Why not? They believe all the other bullshit, unbelievable shit. Why not this too, Come on. At least, like I said, for the few of us out here, make it entertaining for us, I want it now. I want Godzilla in the fucking picture. Can you imagine that? Now nobody, nobody would be on YouTube talking about this QAnon clown, right? No, it would be Godzilla. Oh, you guys be careful what you say on YouTube. You don't want Godzilla to fucking find out. And then, you know what you can do? This is how you bring your fake Jesus into the picture, too, You bring fake Jesus, and he makes Godzilla bow down to him, right? But no, fake Jesus don't do that. Real Jesus can walk up to Godzilla and say, bow down, I'm God. Fake Jesus don't do that. Fake Jesus will pull some Matrix shit out of him, right? I don't know, guys. You always constantly, like I said, there was no flat earth back when I started into this shit. So now I got a fucking, we had, last month a fucking meteorite over here, over Metro Detroit. Now, I don't know what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Because I had to rechange the way I think, Before, yeah, sure, meteor came from space. But now that you learn about the flat earth model and the firmament, and so how did that meteor get through the firmament? Is it a meteor? What is a meteor anyway? And then, I just heard, right after that meteor thing, I heard that song by Ozzy Osbourne, Over the Mountain. And he's talking about, how he's ridden, over the mountain. It's Satan speaking through Ozzy. How he's ridden shooting stars and travels through astral planes. Is that what a meteor really is? Because, I mean, I don't know what. I know it's something happened. My brother said there's a sonic boom right over his house, Is that these demons traveling through dimensions? Because the whole meteor and this don't work. You know what I'm saying? What they're saying it really is, It don't work in the flat earth model is what I'm saying. What else we got going on, guys? The racism shit, Now, is this just a coincidence? A week before the Martin Luther King holiday, that shit with that little black kid, the modeling, that was a model, little kid, couldn't have been 5 years old. Well, the clothing company made the mistake of putting the hoodie on him that said cutest little monkey in town, right? Look at how they nitpick at every little fucking thing. Why can't the black kid be the cutest little monkey? I mean, as far as I know, I mean, that's when my dad called me monkey, till I was fucking 4. Monkey see, monkey do. Where do you think that shit comes from, guys? So that's how they nitpick every little thing. They got all these watch groups, these Jesse Jackson, and that whole Martin Luther King and his fake-ass assassination, People fall for these traps too easily. I mean, there was this one bitch on YouTube. This bitch was in tears. How cruel. How could you do that to that little boy? And I said, you know what, bitch? I was like, if it was me and I owned the company and I had to close down 7 stores because they were vandalized over this shit, no one black would ever work for me again. You're a liability, right? And you can thank your own and this dumb white bitch that's fucking on YouTube crying. Tell them to find you a job. It ain't gonna be me. Because you know what? When I put that fucking hoodie on that kid, I wasn't thinking like that. Like, black or white, this and that. I had fucking Chinese kids there. I had white kids, black kids of all, and I had fucking about 500 different outfits, between, these 20, 30 kids that I had to model and take photographs that day. I wasn't thinking like that, like, oh, what shirt is racist? What isn't? Is this color good for this? Come on, give me a fucking break, people. That's it. No more black people. You're all a liability now because of your own, because you want to nitpick every little thing and don't think that everybody ain't even thinking like that, black and white. You know what I'm saying? Fucking bullshit, man. And they fall for it, too. I argue with the black dude at dialysis all the time. Oh, you don't know. You don't know. You're not black. I was like, why do I gotta be black, dude? I was like, I'm not white. I'm a fucking mix, number one. I know a little bit about racism myself, I was like, but other than that, he's like, you don't know what it's like when everybody's pretending to be your friend, but as soon as you walk away, they're talking about you. And I said, you know what? I was like, let me fucking put you up on something, dummy. I was like, let's take black people out of the equation. So now there's no black guy there. Guess what happens when the white guy walks away? I was like, they're talking about him too. I was like, you're so fucking, you know what? We're done. You believe what you're told. All right. I was like, you need to look into that Willie Lynch letter. Oh yeah, just because you read something, it makes it real. And I was like, you didn't even look to see what it had to say, you dummy. There ain't no arguing with these people. They've already, they're too far gone. Like I said, when they're believing these school shootings and these crisis actors that are, and sometimes they'll have a good crisis actor, but guess what? It'll be the guy off to the side blowing it. You know what I'm saying? So there's always, that's the most important thing. You got to pay attention to detail with this shit. It's like that Martin Luther King, assassination. You look at the photograph, man. And it just don't add up, You got everything going on, this emergency over here with Martin Luther King dead on the ground and his homeboys pointing to where the shooter's coming from. And then you got the police and these motherfuckers sitting on the stairs having a picnic like ain't nothing even happening. You know, it's always you always got to pay attention to every little thing if you're going to see. Because, like I said, you know, they could put an expert crisis actor out there, someone that's real good. You know what I'm saying? That's believable. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason not to believe this person. So you're going to have to look not at the actor no more. You're going to have to look at what's going on in the background. That's what will expose whether it's bullshit or not. You know. You got the perfect crisis, believable crisis actor, but then you'll have some jackass in the background, you know, rolling their eyes or fucking doing some stupid ass shit that just fucking, like, you know, blows the whole fucking thing. Like I said, I would put an end to all of this shit. If I was in control, dude, you better welcome fucking believe Godzilla would be involved. Hell yeah. That's it. That's the answer to everything right there. Godzilla. Put the whole world in submission, you know. Can't fight God. What are you gonna do to Godzilla, right? You seen the movie. Your fucking missiles don't do shit to him. Fucking your machine guns don't do... You can't fuck with Godzilla, right? You know, it's not like ISIS where you can fight it. You can't fight Godzilla. What are you fucking Jews fucking thinking, you know? You dumb fucking kikes, man. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Shit's just so fucking unbelievable, man. It's just like, you know, I don't know. I'm just hoping, you know, I got the March 1st, we got the kidney ultrasound, April 3rd. Meet with the transplant team. Hopefully this summer this will be all over, and you know, just don't fall. You guys see the QAnon shit going on. Don't fall for the, you know, all this shit is to keep you guys from God and realizing the depth. And that's what I want to tell you guys too. If everything else is a lie, you know, don't think that the mainstream idea of God is the truth of God too. You know, that's part of the lie too. You know. You got to think, you know, your King James version of the Bible is something created by man. You know, you know, look, why isn't the Book of Enoch in the Bible? The Book of Enoch is very, very, very important. You know what the Bible was designed to get people to think because they believe in Jesus they're going to go to heaven, and it just don't work like that. You know, you really, if you're going to see heaven, you really got to be a champion of God. That ain't me. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's something I'm working on, and it's something everybody has to work on, and you work on when you realize that you're being lied to. You know, but like I said, there's up to 70 books that were not allowed into the King James Bible. And these are the books that explain a lot of what's going on in the world. You know, the Book of Enoch is really good. You know, if you guys ain't reading that book, you know, you guys need to get on top of that. Forget about this QAnon shit. I mean, what is this QAnon? What is he saying that we don't already know, guys? Come on, think about that. And the other thing I want to think about is, you know, you get all these people. Who is the guys promoting it? You know. And, you know, look at the guys, how they're like, oh, this guy QAnon is genius. Look how he lines everything in a question, and he forces you to go look. There's a lot of us that have already done the fucking work, and people still won't go look. You know what I'm saying? So to give them a question and tell them to go look, when you've already explained it to them and just said, here, look, now go confirm it, it don't work, you know? QAnon clown. It's to keep you fucking still distracted. Let me tell you, man, when you got a world built on over 6,000 years of lies and deception, you can always dig a new lie. You can always uncover new shit. You know what I'm saying? But how much time are you spending uncovering this shit and not getting the knowledge that you really need to overcome this shit, which comes from the scriptures, you know? You need to get the Book of Enoch. Come on, guys. There's no excuses. They got the damn shit on the YouTube audiobook, you know, where you can read it and listen at the same time, you know. There's no excuses for this stuff, you know. You got to get on board. And the more you learn, with the scriptures, the more it's, the harder it is for them to be able to fool you. And like I said, it's always a constant learning process. I used to be big into the whole space thing, before I knew about even God. Even when I started learning about God, I didn't know. I thought the earth was round. I didn't know. So even myself, with everything that I learned over the years, now, like I said, when that meteor thing happened, I had to rethink it. Wait a minute. This whole meteor thing don't fit into a whole flat Earth concept. How is it passing through the firmament? You start asking yourself all these different questions, and you have to rethink of what's going on. So you're always learning. And you always have to recheck yourself. That's the real truthers out here, guys. And I know, you guys are only, you're only a handful out here, guys. You got to think of it in reality. Really, you're talking about, maybe, I don't know, maybe 5% of the world really understands what's happening. If that, I don't know. Maybe 5% understand actually what's happening, and out of that 5%, maybe 1% are actually the champions of God, something like that, maybe. Because it takes a lot to be a champion of God, you got to forget you're not of this world no more, These things of the world shouldn't even bother you no more, to be a champion of God is that person that can find that place in their heart of love, to even when their enemy comes to kill them, they love that man too. You know what I'm saying? That's a real champion of God right there. I can't say that I can do that, but the more I read the scriptures and study what the other men went through, the captivity, the imprisonment, and not once did they abandon God. And they ended up, you'd look at the stories like Joseph, where his own brothers sold him into captivity because they were jealous of his favor that God had with him. He was blessed in everything he did. And, so they were so jealous of him and the favor the father had. Joseph, he had it easy. Father didn't make him labor. He was the favorite son, Joseph had it easy. His brothers hated him. They ended up kidnapping him and selling him into slavery. But what happened? That's all God's part of God's plan was for Joseph to become a slave. Because during Joseph's time of slavery, he gave Pharaoh a prophecy. And not only because he gave Pharaoh the accurate prophecy, not only did it make Joseph the most powerful man in Egypt next to Pharaoh, it saved his brothers that sold him into slavery from the famine. Because he told Pharaoh about the famine coming, Pharaoh was able to stock up on the food, and people were able to come and get through the 7 years. Without Joseph's prophecy, everybody would have perished, from the people in Egypt to even his own family that had sold him into slavery. So that was God's plan, and because Joseph was obedient, look how God rewarded him, and look how the world works. You know what I'm saying? One man saved the world because he was obedient to God. That's powerful, He didn't argue. He didn't fight his enemies when they came for him, I don't need what am when you're a champion of God, you don't need to fight no more, guys. God fight for you. If it's God's will to defend you at that time, He will defend you, Because we can go to the scriptures and see how He has. Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, when they were thrown into the furnace, even Jesus Himself, when He told Peter to shield his sword, He says, Peter, I don't need you to defend me. He's like, if I want to, I can call down a legion of angels right now to defend me. And you don't see me doing that. This is part of the prophecies and part of this has to happen, I come down here to fulfill my law because man has failed me, And that's the other great thing about God, man, is God, what are the attributes of a great leader? A great leader or a great boss is somebody who sees that his workers, maybe something happens, we're understaffed today. So he gets down there and he rolls up his sleeves and he gets down there right with the workers and does the work himself. God does not ask us to do anything that he was not willing to come down here and do himself, you know? And that's why he did it. He came down here to show us how to do it, you know? Greed, jealousy, all these other things that we deal with as a human being got in the way, you know? So I want you to guys think about that with your studies, you know. You know, it takes more than just believing. Think about that too. Different things, you know. I always keep an eye a little bit on the news just because I try to see how these guys are trying to manipulate, you know. That's always good to do, you know, a little bit. Cryptocurrency, you know, if you guys aren't on this cryptocurrency, you guys are making a big mistake. Especially when you see how it's dropping right now. Now is the time to get in on it. You've seen what Bitcoin did. Nobody even knows about Bitcoin, guys, and it went up to 20 grand a coin. Now it's back far down again. Wait till people start knowing about it. So, you know, you're going to start seeing those high numbers again. And these are the opportunities you guys got to take advantage of this matrix and how it's going to operate and what the future of it is, you know. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, no, it ain't the mark of the beast. Guys, don't believe that shit. It is what it is. It's the currency of the world. It's the future of the world. And, you know, you've heard of the Wolf of Wall Street. And that's the reality is, you know, the wolves, man. Only a few people ever profit from this shit. It's a reality. The world will be using cryptocurrency. You know what I'm saying? Whether or not you're going to capitalize on it or not is up to you, you know. Get some, you know. Get some of the Ripple. Ripple's down, you know. You can buy Ripple for $1, you know. So if you guys don't take advantage, you know, you guys have to be smart, man. I wasn't smart before with the finances and stuff like that. I'm really trying to get that down now, though, because I understand that once you understand how the matrix... I mean, look how well people that are even matrix smart are doing very well in the world, you know. So when you done unplugged yourself, you should be able... It should be even that much easier, right, guys? It just... You got to come with a plan, put the plan on paper, and follow it, you know. Those cryptos are going to go up. Now, I can tell you right now, Bitcoin's not the future of cryptocurrency. That was just the first. And that's the one, even, you know, even though most of the world don't know what cryptocurrency is, somebody has they've had Bitcoin ingrained in the mind somehow now, because it's been on the media. So you watch, you know, around April or around, you know, August or so, you know, we might see some issues with the American dollar and economy. Well, everybody's going to freak out and they're going to run to that Bitcoin, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the one they heard of. It's not the future, but that's the one they heard of, and that's why there's still opportunity with the Bitcoin, because that's the one that the masses will run to in the beginning. When the initial fear of, what are we going to do? You know, our dollar's collapsing. So, you know, it's all building up to this, guys. You can see it happening. You know what I'm saying? So don't not take advantage of the opportunity that's going to come with this cryptocurrency. Like I said, you know, Ripple is looking, you know, Ripple's going to be one of the future ones that are going to be used. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you can buy that one for $1 right now. So, you know, you're looking at, you know, you buy $100 worth of Ripple, and it starts reaching those high numbers, you know, where it's worth, you know, $10,000-$15,000 a coin, and you were buying them for $1 a piece. Come on, guys, don't be stupid on this shit, man. You're gonna do to yourself what I did to myself when everybody in the beginning was telling me about Bitcoin, and I still didn't have an understanding about how this whole world is really working. Then when it first, you know, was brought up to me, and I said that would never work. They won't allow that to happen. You know, right? Not thinking that they were the ones behind it in the first place. You know, I wasn't at that level yet. So, Now I'm regretting it because, like I said, man, a $5 investment could have made me a millionaire. Come on, think about that, guys. Even though we don't like to think about, that the money, I know for us truthers, money. Come on, man, it's important, man. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all there is that's left, is, you can do, and not only that, it give you money to help out those that, generally know would appreciate it too. There ain't nothing wrong with doing that. We should all, as human beings, try to, do that, help other people. That's what this life was about, and makes things a lot easier on everybody, man. So, I'll keep you guys posted and updated on my health issues. And, like I said, I put a business plan down on paper. I'm about to execute it and see how it works out, and see. Why not? It just takes to do it and follow through, I see all these people doing it, man. I watch the Shark Tank. I watch all these entrepreneurs and with these little startups that they do and this and that. And that's what it all comes down to. It's not even always the idea, man. It's do you have the plan and do you have the follow through to make this thing a reality? And that's one of the things I struggled with, a lot, man, because, you struggle, when you're a real truther and you really know what's happening. I mean, it's a heavy burden, guys. There's very people in the world you can even talk to or have a sound conversation with unless you want to. You know what you got to do when you're a truther? And you're a people person. I mean, I think that's why us truthers do it. We like people, We like interacting with human beings, and learning things and new things. But you almost have to dumb yourself down a little bit in order to have relations with these people anymore, it's like you keep climbing this fucking ladder that nobody else wants to fucking climb. So whenever you go out into the world, you got to jump off your fucking ladder and get down there with the other people and, kind of act a little stupid and talk about the shit that they want to talk about, oh, fuck, man. What else can you do? Because you don't want, you still want to be, you want to have relations with other human beings, Now, once I get this transplant and my wife, I don't care, I'm done. Whatever, that's all I care about is her, really, If I can help someone out, with some information or guide them in the right direction, I can do that, and I'm willing to do that or whatever, man. But as far as, really trying to put an effort, I'm done, man. What are you going to do, man? They got, here in my community, they starting a new meeting every week, they're talking about helping people. They got a word for it, too. I can't remember what it is, but helping these people that have committed crimes that fall back into crime. It's like, no, you fuckers, why? Everybody out here, there's 1,000 different fucking organizations and programs trying to make things better in the world, but they're all trying to fucking put a Band-Aid on a broken bone. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing nothing, really. Let's not talk about why this guy fell back into crime even after he got caught. Let's figure out why in the first place. Fuck, man. What's wrong with people, You get to the root of the problem. Until you fucking start fucking cutting out the roots, it don't matter. The rest of the fucking problem flourishes, right? You gotta uproot that fucking tree, man. Kill it. But you know what the thing is people, that forces people to look in the mirror, who they are and what's really happening. People don't want to do that, It's hard to do that. Anyway, stand fast with the truth, guys. Keep your eye out, be careful out here. Watch out for Godzilla, you know what I'm saying? That's it. Because when Godzilla comes, it's all over, All right. Peace.